Hey y'all, it's Alexis from Ask Alexis here, and we got an extra special treat today because y'all don't even know this is my motherfucking friend. Okay, I'm just want to let you know, Dana. I'm gonna call you Dana Willen. I know you Pierre Louis and Delence. I don't mean no disrespect, but I met her before you did. Although I know you know her way better than I do. But that's her husband and father of her children. And she married her high school sweetheart, y'all. Can you believe it? Sorry, I'm telling all the business before I even introduce who she is. So she is my childhood best friend, and we have been friends forever. But Dana she launched and opened a boutique called Fabulux Fashion, and I ordered a skirt and I didn't pick it up. But she has some awesome things. We're gonna take some time. I'm gonna share my screen and show the some of the lineup for fall, and we're gonna make sure you have opportunity to buy and get some of this Fabulux fashion today. So Dana, welcome to the comfy couch.
Well, thank you very much. I'm excited to join you. I've had opportunity to watch a couple of these videos, and so I'm excited to be here. Unfortunately, I am not on the couch, so I'm not as relaxed as you are. I'm on my comfy.
I got on my pajamas.
I know. Well, I was gonna get a couch. I had a couch that I ordered several months ago from a furniture store, which I will not name. But the but the furniture will be delivered soon, and they delivered it. It didn't fit, so they're actually breaking it all, tearing it all apart. The furniture that I waited for so long. They're bringing it back to my house in pieces on Friday, and they will reassemble it down here.
Nah, so I told y'all she a lawyer. She just opened a fashion boutique. How awesome is that? They're going to take the furniture apart to make it fit in the house. They ain't say pick something else. They said tear it up. We'll put it together for you. That's a big deal. Listen, I want to make big moves like you.
I'm just not trying to have it like fall apart when I sit down on it. So I need to make sure they get it right.
Of course. No, it's okay. You got your whole setup. You're gonna show everything. We gotta talk about this. So first, before we get into the meat of the show, I gotta remind y'all to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it, donate to my fundraiser. We giving boots with Ask Alexis. I'll talk about that at some point during the show. And yes, like, subscribe, share, turn on the notification bell. But we do all things personal transformation. And I know it might seem like, oh, I just got Dana on because she's my friend, she's selling clothes, but no. How you reflect to the world, like how you dress, is a part of how you think of yourself and how you think you should look to the world. And though I definitely believe that those things don't make you who you are, they are the things that show the world who you are. And so if you've done your inner work of transformation, and you like me, because now I don't even know how I like to dress. I'm in a whole new, like I've done so much inner work these last 4 years, and I'm teaching other people to do inner work. Dana, I ain't even look in the mirror for 30 days once. And that's a whole nother story. We might get into it. And so like, I don't know how I want to reflect to the world. I don't know do I want to like look jazzy all the time? That felt like a lot of effort when I used to do it. And now I got things to do. How do you do it, Dana? You're always busy, and yet you always take the time to look fabulous. How do you do that?
So, okay, so it's been an evolution, over time. As you know, I always wanted to look good. And so that's always been an important thing for me. I don't know if it's shallow or whatever, but my mama always said, make sure you better look good. But then I remember when I was a kid, I always admired the women that had themselves together, carried themselves well. And particularly, I always knew I wanted to be a mom. So like the moms that would come to school looking good, like that's what I wanted to be. So I think, it's been an evolution. Was single, dated my husband, looking good, got married, had kids, look so good,
I will say that I'm not a mother yet, but I have noticed of my new mom friends, there is something about new motherhood that it does something to your womanly attraction for a while.
Yeah, but it just takes a while to like figure it out. Like, figure out your body, figure out what it fits. At one point, I was a size 11. Who the heck is a size 11? I mean, have you ever heard outside of Jewish a size 11?
So I've been a size 11. I mean, I'm a size 14 right now.
Yeah.
However, you know, when I was a size 11, Dana?
When?
4th grade.
But you see, but they only sell it in junior sizes.
They do only sell it in junior sizes.
Woman store and find a size 11. So I got
grown woman sizes are in even numbers, not odd numbers.
Same. So I was on an 11, right? But I only could find 10s or 12s. So then I'm sitting here forcing myself to lose weight so I can get it to the 10 because I wasn't about to the 12. Because I was
hold on. Let me let y'all know. Okay, so Dana, I told y'all she my childhood best friend. Dana, I'm about to tell him. I would spend the night over her house all the time. Like I was all up in Dana's family. They was my dream family, and probably if ever I have a family, who I'll model mine after. But Dana, so she had this day bed, and we would be. I'd spend the night. I was on the trundle bed, and we'll be talking and laughing and all that. You know, talk about whatever you do as a 8, 9, 10-year-old, right? Like 20. I remember we used to talk about our period, all that stuff. And Dana would be like, all right, I got to do my sit-ups before I go to bed. And she'd be laying in the bed doing them sit-ups. Like Dana has always been conscious about the way her body is presented to the world.
That's true. So, had my kids, got myself together. And then one day I just kind of figured out, I think it was leading towards 35, like, who do I want to be? How do I want to present myself as this now, to me at that point, officially grown woman? So, I did some inward transformation, and then that's when the exterior transformation really came for me, because I really thought about who I was as a person, what I wanted to accomplish if I've accomplished those things. But then two, I thought about, how did that present? So I wore glasses for a while, like from college, maybe junior year in college. So maybe I was 35 or something like that. And I'm like, I don't wear these anymore. That's not me. That doesn't, and I didn't want to wear contacts, so I got LASIK. And I don't know.
LASIK. I got LASIK too.
Did it change your life?
Yes, in 45 fucking minutes. 45 minutes, and I could see. I got it a long time ago. So 45 minutes, and I could see the RCA on the bottom of my big box TV.
Yes, and it wasn't. Yeah, for me, it wasn't even that long. But I think once I could wake up and not be doing this on the nightstand, and then it kind of allowed me to kind of think about, okay, wow, I can go out and be cute every day because I don't have to take a, we're ready to take a picture of you and take the glasses off. No. So that kind of really what got me into that, and I really wanted to pay attention to my fashion and how I wanted to present now that I knew who I was, and then also just feeling comfortable in who I am, whether it be personally or professionally, and then allowing my person to then be presented to everyone to say, hey, I'm an attorney, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, but I also have a passion for fashion, and I also have a passion for women and doing all these different things. And so I can be all of these things and be the person who you see buttoned up in the boardroom or with the kids.
Yes, you can be all these things, Dana. Say it again.
I can be all of these things.
All of them.
A fabulous woman is a multifaceted woman. Okay, let's be clear.
Say it again. Multifaceted. Okay, variety is a slice of life.
That's right. Every woman, as I say, is fabulous, and it's very true.
It is. I mean, so working with people transforming their inner selves, no, every woman is once they bring it out.
Yep.
So I want to ask you about this though, because you kind of you glossed over it like it was a minor thing, where you said I had all these things I wanted to accomplish, and then I'm 35 and I consider myself an actual adult and I've accomplished them, and it's kind of now what?
Yeah.
So what were those things, and what was that now what moment like? Because a lot of times we spend all this, I know this, with my clients, everybody's spending a lot of time seeking and trying to achieve something. Mm-hmm. And that's where the thoughts are focused. And then when you achieve it, because you haven't learned how to embody happiness and joy and all of those things, it's kind of all right, now I did, is this my life? What do I do with the rest of it? Or I did all these things while I'm still not happy. Or how come I have everything I want and I still feel so unfulfilled?
Everything you just said. I mean, literally, like every single thing you just said. So, because you like check boxes. So, went to University of Michigan, then went to law school, then came back and married my high school sweetheart. Check, check. Then bought the house, then the starter house, right? Had the first kid, then bought the real house, then then had the second kid. You know what I'm saying? Then got promoted and doing all these things and chasing after these promotions, ching ching. And then once those things happen in rapid succession, right? When you're younger, typically things that happen a lot bit faster. But then I got to the point where I was, 34, already thinking about 35. And I was just like, okay, so I've done all these things, and now what? I've traveled the world, done all of, what else? What else? And so the hard part about it for me was figuring out the what else. And that took, well over a year or so, actually longer than that. But I probably say I'm lying. That probably took about 3 years just to kind of figure out. What'd you say?
How did you do it? Because so I don't think that people really understand how hard it is to come up with a dream versus a task to achieve.
Yep.
So like if you view accomplishment as a success and you are consistently accomplishing, then you think that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. But learning how to dream and then doing what it takes to birth a dream is very different than accomplishing something. How did you begin? Like you said, the hardest part was figuring out what's next. That's what I'm calling learning how to birth a dream or getting a dream. How did you get to the place where you received the dream rather than making another task to accomplish?
Oh, look at you trying to get all deep on me today. So
that's what I do. Deep is my waters, boo.
I know, but a lot of people not ready for that. Like that question that you just asked would be hard for a lot of people. I think and it would have been hard for me, not that long ago. But I think because I've done all the work, that's what makes it, relatively easy. Because, after I did all those accomplishments and I was like, what's next? It really caused me to tap into who I was as a person and what really would provide me fulfillment. You know what I mean? Not just box checking. And so I remember I thought back when I was a kid. And my thing is, some of those childhood dreams, that's when you're your most authentic, true self, because there's nobody really telling you, well, hopefully, there's nobody really telling you can't do it. Because whatever you dream in that time, you can achieve. So, at that time, I wanted to, I still want to be a lawyer, but I was going to pilot that and I was going to have
He did always want to be a lawyer. Like, so the thing that's similar now from like, so she wants to be a lawyer. When we were a kid, she wanted to be a celebrity lawyer or a sports agent. So when I think of Fabulux fashion, it makes sense from like the trajectory of your life. Like, no, I want to do fun things and be, exciting and not just, I don't know. When I think of lawyers, I think of like buttoned up law.
Yeah, it's not the sexiest thing ever. Like especially my particular practice, I work in finance, so it's not to most people, not that intriguing. But to me, I like it. It's very rule based by practice. Black and white pretty often. So that kind of goes into like my personality because I like some rules. How
did you do that? Because I found my lawyer clients, that black and white thinking, when I'm trying to get them to embody and learn what feel like, half the time they don't even know what they feelings feel like. I mean, and I don't mean that like in a lot of people don't know what their feelings feel like, or they don't have the language to describe them. But I've found that lawyers don't recognize that they're having feelings a lot.
But see, so that's where the work came into, because when you don't know what you're feeling and you're going through all these things and you're having this emotion here, having that emotion there, or feeling this or not feeling unfulfilled and then lack of excitement, that's what caused me to go tap back into those things that I thought about when I was a kid. And I remember I'm like, oh, you always wanted to have a boutique in Birmingham. Like, that's what I want. I wanted to be a lawyer and this and that. And then I wanted to have a boutique in Birmingham that I worked at over the weekends, you know.
Oh, and I remember you had that job at Express.
I did.
And I remember, and Dana always also made her financial goals. So you was like, she had vision boards and stuff like that. She was like, so I made my goal where I was gonna have a $3 raise and by this amount of time, and I had a $3 raise.
Yeah, I was not there clear about my money. But so yes, I worked at Somerset Mall in Troy for a while. Then I ended up working at Nordstrom and all that. So I knew that was going to be a dream of mine. And then, but I think the hardest part of it was like, one, admitting it to myself, the things that I wanted to do, and the fact that I could do those things. You know, back when I was younger, of course, I want to be a public speaker too, and I want to have this and that. But like now, to one, admit it to yourself, and then to say it to someone else, you know, is a whole lot. And so it took me a long time, right? So one, admit it to myself, like I want to have this business. I want to have another, you know, string of businesses that go along with this, that, you know, that focus on women empowerment and, you know, really having a heart for all types of women, but in some respects, professional women, because I think in some people think that we're super women sometimes, and we think that we are too, but we lose sight of the fact that we're not, and then we kind of crumble on the inside. And so that's something that I was seeing regularly, you know, happen to me. And so I wanted to be in a position to help someone, but I figured I can't be in a position to help someone if I can't be my true authentic self, if I can't explain to you my feelings and things that have happened to me in my life, because how are you going to receive anything if I can't tell you the real? And so that's kind of where I'm getting, you know, where I've gotten to.
So I heard you say, in order to discover your dreams, you had to figure out who your authentic self was, and then support her in telling people about them dreams and birthing that dream and all of that. But you had to do the work, the inner work of figuring out what you feel, how you feel, go through the rough, mucky time and like the depression, or I don't know if you described it as depression, but I typically see it as depression or a moment of sadness or lack of fulfillment. You had to go through that to say, okay, to ask yourself those hard questions, and then give yourself permission to be like, all right, yeah, I got it all, but I want more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and that's and I think to other people, it may seem that way, like, oh, you know, she had it all. Like, so why go after her business? Why go after this? Why go? But I have to go after what fulfills me, and I feel comfortable in the fact that I know what that's gonna be. And you know, I think the hard part about it now is all the work that's going into that, you know, and the struggle of being new at something, which is something I haven't had in a really long time. You know, professionally, I got that. You know, as a mom, I'm always getting it, but I'm not a new mom. We kind of got a little thing going on. But as a business owner, this is fresh.
I teach people how to manage their feelings, and I launched my business publicly. You are muted, Dana. I launched my business publicly in May. And that was also, and I teach allyship. And so that was the world is erupting. They're calling for it. I'm now saying I do this thing and I'm doing it. And I was terrified. So I get it. I was on the phone with my therapist all the time, right? Like
But you know, the thing is that you didn't know is that I admired it so much. The fact that you came out there and, you know, I'm gonna be a life coach and I can have these classes and I got all this. Like, I was like, dang, you know, look at
no.
That's the thing you didn't know. You didn't know, because I'm like, oh my God, like, look at her, like, she's really doing this. Like, I was like, I didn't even know what to do. And in some respects, you know, I'll tell you, like, that is, you know, in those COVID times where I had, like, you know, thought about maybe I don't need to do this business and all that kind of stuff. You know, I looked at all the people that were birthing businesses and doing things in the midst of COVID. And so, and that's the thing, you don't know how you putting yourself out there will affect someone else, because I did see you and I knew that it was a lot of work, but I was just so like, dang, like, you know, and so I'm experiencing that a little bit. It's true. And so I had an opportunity to experience it a little bit myself, but I'm like, okay, let me put myself out there and tell people on my real Facebook page that I'm doing this, And like the response that I got from people was just like really great. And very
and honestly, I'm not surprised you're doing this, and I'm not surprised you're doing well at it. I think you was just not used to being new at something.
It's that, but I mean, I feel like everybody can use it as encouragement. I remember it was like maybe the day I launched our website. I had this girl I went to school with, and we had college with. We hadn't talked in like many years, but we're Facebook friends and everything. And so she's a PhD, and she like messaged me and said, I'm so proud of you. You're doing a great thing, and I'm inspired by you. I've been watching you do this and this and that for years. I'm like, really? And so, like, and I'm just like, well, you inspired by me, or you proud of me? I'm like, you're the PhD,
No, I get it. I understand, because so that's the thing. I don't think people, or at least I don't think people understand, and they let their fears talk them out of it. Both of us, even as we're talking about this, doing this shit terrified. But we're willing to do it anyway. We're willing to do, and then the fact that we're willing to do it, I have people messaging me and reaching out to me and thanking me for being myself. And it's kind of like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm learning. It's an adjustment. And it's kind of like, I didn't even know that was inspiration. I'm not even sure what y'all see. I'm trying to tell you what I learned to do, not really have you look at me. I just want you, I want you to do this for you, not look at me. But you can't. I get it that it doesn't work that way. But it just, sorry.
But then you never know who's watching you, and then also how long they've been watching. Because I'm a good people watcher now. But I would watch, and I'm like, let me see what they doing. Let me see. You know what I mean? And so, like, you just don't know, how you can affect someone or what somebody sees in you. And so you need to be mindful of that. But at the same time, like, I try to be authentic and say, hey, like, you've been watching me, and y'all see this picture, perfect, wonderful wife, 2 kids, husband, da 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 da. That stuff is hard. And then
no. Staying married is. I'm not sure I want to get married. I mean, I want to get married, but I'm a relationship coach as well. I get to hear it. I can teach people. Those who can't teach. I mean, my client, I had a set of clients that just got engaged. They loving each other. You communicate. Let's build this passion. I can teach you how to cultivate acts to create experiences to generate feelings. And then that's where connection happens.
Yep.
But I thought of being a wife. Like, I kind of got I'm feeling a little Oprah, like, in the sense that Oprah didn't become a wife because she liked being a girlfriend.
Yeah, here's the thing. This is what I'll say about that is, I think you have to know yourself. You have to know yourself, and same thing, like whether or not you want to be a wife or not, the same thing as whether or not you want to be a parent or not. You have to know who you are, what kind of life you want to live, what you can handle. And so I always thought the people who were like so sure, like, I don't want to get married. I didn't understand. I thought they were like, these people are crazy. Or he was like, I don't want to have kids. I'm like, why wouldn't you? But as I got older, I realized that people who are very convicted in saying that, they know themselves. And I admire that about them, because marriage is not for everybody. Parenthood is not for everybody. And the sooner you can recognize that, the better. Because the worst,
recognize it before you do it.
Well,
I'm not saying it's not for me. I'm just not sure that it is. It used to be, because I mean, you know how I grew up. You know some of my troubles personally. And it's used to be that all I wanted was a family, because I thought that that's where love and security came from. Not that I don't think, I mean, it's supposed to, and it should, and it does in a lot of cases. But that was my goal. And anything else I did was so I would be better at being a wife and a mother. And then now that I have dreams of my own that I'm birthing, and I'm an adult, and I listen. Listening is my business. I've always been that person. Like, I listen to people, I hear the inner work. Deep is the water that I swim in. Parents complain about parenting all the time, except when they're trying to tell you it's worth it. And everybody talks about how hard it is to remain together, and it is. Like, I'm an adult now. So I really enjoy my life now that I've done my inner work. I enjoy who I am, and the thought of having a companion is, yes, I want a companion for sure. But the thought of like obligations and responsibilities, I have to feel I got to be in that long term or in that companionship to really know if it's worth it or not. Like, if it comes along and it could add value to my life, but I like my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not pressed to be married. And I always love your Auntie Gina. She was like, huh?
Auntie Gail?
Auntie Gail. Why I say Gina?
Close, G, but yeah.
But no,
yeah.
I know it's Auntie Gail. She was fun. And I remember she used to take us on dates with her boyfriends. And she was always doing fun. Like, Auntie Gail and me are similar kind of women, I think.
Yes, Auntie Gail is fun. Auntie Gail is fun. She's not, she is not married. And she definitely does have a boyfriend, or I mean a guy friend she hangs out with.
Always have. And that's because she enjoyed her life.
Yes. But it's like you have to know, but it's the whole thing about having to know yourself and where you are, at that particular time. And for me, I love having a family. I love being married to my husband. It had the times I call it so in college when we graduated, the theme was the beautiful struggle. I did not know what that meant when I was 22 or whatever. And I'm like, what the heck, beautiful struggle? What's this mess? But when I kind of got older, I'm like, oh, life is the beautiful struggle. So yes, it's always going to be a struggle, but if you can make something beautiful of it, that's where you are with it. And so, the kids, the family, the house, the career, all that, that's the beautiful struggle. And so it just takes a while to get to that. And then hopefully you get to the point where you appreciate it. And so then that way, even in those harder times, you'll still think it's beautiful. So even with this business, Fabulux Fashions, it's a baby. It's like my third baby. But it is a beautiful, beautiful struggle. So I'm scared and excited and all that.
Well, speaking of beautiful, we're going to have to show these clothes. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen because this is my friend, y'all. So I just keep chatting all day and I forget the purpose of why we're here, which is to talk transformation and show how you can wear these clothes to transform your outer self. And then, so let's talk about it. And there happens to be a hot model.
Hey. Well, that took a lot too, right? To be a model.
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes. So that is our date night dress. And let me see.
Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. We zoomed in. Let me zoom out just a little bit so we can see it.
That's our date night dress. I'll open up for you, actually. You'll see it there. Well, you'll see it there. But it has some larger sleeves, and it has a lot of stretch, so it's very forgiving to the hips and the thighs and the butt, but it makes it look all good. So you may or may not be going out during this COVID season, but if you are, you're going to look good. And then also, I'll say this, even if you're at home, if you got a man, don't got a man, whatever, you got to date somebody. So even if it's a Zoom date, or your man
gotta look good in the Zoom date. I was just about to say, I would wear this on a socially distanced date and sit and cross my legs all night. You know what I'm saying? And I got big arms, so I like the idea of a puffy sleeve because my arms are bigger, always have it. Like I have to get a size up because of them. So having something with the puffy sleeve, it automatically makes me feel more confident when I'm wearing it, or like, that I can fit it.
Yes, that is. And then for some reason, as we get older, I don't know what it is. It don't matter how small you are, your arms can be a little bit bigger than they used to be. So,
Yeah.
So that is
our skip right now. I didn't mean to just skip that fast. I was trying to figure out how to do it. So this is the skirt I ordered, y'all.
Yes, and it's fire. So that is our mixed media vegan leather skirt. So as you'll
Hey,
see,
shout out to the vegan leather, okay? Because we make the world a better place. Share future of us.
yes. So half of it on the front is a vegan leather, and it has some pockets there. But then the other side of it is a pleated skirt. So it's really sleek and fun, all at the same time. You can wear it high waisted like I'm wearing it, like I'm wearing it there. That skirt I have a size medium on, but I thought it was super fun and super cute, and also very affordable because I want to have Fabulux fashions for every woman, but I also want to make it accessible, and
Yes.
so that's what I've tried my best to do with my line.
And I love how you have it model, like you have it styled. So first, this is skirt I ordered. I'm gonna tell y'all why I like it, and then I'm gonna tell you how I love how she has it styled. So I love the high-low skirt, and yes, it has some pockets there. And every woman loves skirts with pockets, so notice the pockets. But I like a A-line skirt too, and so I like that I get to feel edgy and feminine and flirty. So that's what I like about this because I am edgy, but I'm also feminine and flirt. Like I want to feel soft, but I might knock your block off if I need to. Like, well, I probably won't. I'm a peace builder. Share future of us. But what I like about how you style your clothes when you say you want to make it accessible for every woman. So it's Fabulux. I see the Chanel purse sitting on the seat. I see the Louboutin sit on the rack. You've accessorized it with high-end things and it doesn't look out of place. But I know what I paid for that skirt. I think I paid $65, right?
Wait, but you got it on sale, so you got it even less than that.
Well, I wasn't gonna tell them the business because what if they see this after the sale is over?
Let me tell you. So $65 for that skirt is already a great deal.
Yes.
My launching for Black Friday, we did have a special, and if you join on Fabulux Fashion's email list, you will get updates and information about all types of sales and promotions that we have going on. I love y'all. So
just get 10% off, I think.
Yes. For your first purchase as a subscriber, you do get 10% off. So that's the thing. Like I wanted to make sure that my price points where you weren't always waiting for a sale, that it didn't need to be on sale for you to buy. I wanted to make sure that you could afford these pieces and still look luxurious. And exactly like you said, pair it up with a high-end item. Because for me personally, I don't spend a whole lot of money on anything designer clothes. Actually, I really don't even own any because I want to make sure that I can spend my money on other things. So I wear shoes and purses every day, all day, but I only can wear, a skirt, once or twice or whatever. I can't wear it every day like I can wear a purse. So that's what I like to do. The high and the low is what I like
that practical approach because I know for me, after going through financial scarcity the way that I did, I am still working to unpack some of the judgments that I formed around money and people with money and repair that relationship. Mm-hmm. But I do like the idea of practical luxury. Mm-hmm. And so it seems like the way you're combining, like the way you just said, I prefer, like, I got to wear clothes every day and they have to be different every day. So I'm not going to invest in something like drop a whole bunch of money into that. But my accessories, things that aren't getting wear and tear constantly, I don't mind spending a whole bunch of money on because it's an investment.
Right.
Is that what I heard? Is that right?
Yeah, that's what you heard. So if I wear the same purse every day, nobody's saying nothing to me about that. But if I can't wear the same skirt every day. So, you have to think about that. And so, I know that, fast fashion is in, and I try my best to wear clothes and also purchase clothes for our business that you can have in your closet, for years. So, so at the same time, but if I do want to buy something that's a little bit more edgy, then I want to, I don't want to have to spend $200 on that.
Right.
Oh, that's one of my favorite looks. So that is the turned up sequin jogger. And I love that because I was inspired by COVID actually, because, I thought, oh, fabulous fashion. How can you be fabulous in the middle of COVID? Like, who's doing that? And I, when I found this piece, I said, oh, that's how you're going to be fabulous in the middle of COVID holiday season. A
Oh,
sequin,
I will wear that
jogger.
top. Oh, listen, crop tops is my goal for my birthday. Not that I don't, everybody is a crop top body. However, the body I want to put in the crop top is, I will wear that on my date night, my COVID date night. Look how it's sparkling and shining. Who don't
So,
like shine?
so here's the thing about the crop top, right? Because I'm like, oh, crops are in. I don't know, right? If I'm ready, right? But the thing about that is crop tops are always paired generally with high-waisted pants. So it's your option how much skin you really want to show. So, in that you can show me a little or you can show a lot. And even with the crop top, if you're really not comfortable that day or maybe you ate too much, go ahead and put yourself a tank top right underneath it and you're good to go. Because maybe you might want to be a little bit more modest that day or, depending on who you are. So I try to make things that are a little bit
And if you
for
bloat
everybody.
it, I learned you make that you either have a solid white one or you have a darker color than the top, that like a way darker color than the color of the crop top, because then people see the crop top more than they see the roundness of the belly hanging covered up by the tank top under it.
Well, see, that's what I mean. So that's the thing. So it's a little bit for everybody. If you want to be crop and show that stomach off, go ahead. If you want to be a little bit modest, put a tank top underneath or pull the pants up a little bit. Me personally, I kind of like to live, slightly on the edge. So I'm gonna let a little peekaboo stomach show, but not too much. That's where I'm most comfortable with. But I love it. It has a hood on it. So like I said, you can be as fabulous as you want to at a holiday party if you choose to go, or in your home, or for New Year's Eve while we watch the ball drop from wherever you are. You can
whatever you want to be, because frankly, I want to wear that everywhere. I want to wear it and be like, look at me.
Like, hey girl, hey.
Exactly. Now tell me about this Velour Joggers, because I remember back in the early 2000s, Velour Joggers were all the rage, but they was like baby fat joggers.
Yeah, it was like baby fat or juicy couture. No, is it juicy? Yeah, juicy couture. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, with juicy in the booty.
Yes, but they came back. So there's a lot of velour out there, but I wanted to find something that was going to be comfortable and cute. So like I work from home nowadays, so I want to be like sometimes I don't want to just come downstairs in some leggings and a t-shirt. Like I want to actually feel like I dressed up today, and be comfortable still. So this I call it my not so basic. So I have a whole line of things that are basics, but they're not so basic. So different sets, different joggers. So this is one of our not so basics, and it's a velour outfit, and it's very comfortable, super cute. I believe you also have a picture of it in black. And so if say you gotta do a little Zoom call or you gotta go run by somebody's house, you can do that. So that's the black one, and I paired that with some wedge sneakers because like I said, you want to be comfortable, but you want to be cute. So that's just a way of dressing it up. You can wear your traditional sneakers if you like, but I wore those just to give it a little bit of boost up because, like I said, we're not so basic.
And so I'm gonna say this: I'm doing 50 squats a day to raise awareness for money and awareness for cancer. However, I've been doing this workout for like the last 2, maybe 3 months. The wedge heel's gonna show off my new booty.
Hey, and the wedge heels I love because you don't have to worry about wearing traditional heels. So those are my favorite.
Yes.
So this is another not so basic set, and it's our not so basic hoodie set, and it actually is lined, and so it has a really soft lining on the inside, very warm. It has the hood is also lined, so it's super super cozy, and so it's something that I thought I'm like, okay, well let me think about what people might want to wear. Like I said, at home, running errands, to and from.
I was about to say that's something I would put on cute, especially with the lining. And we're in Michigan, Southeast Michigan, so we get cold, snowy winters from time to time, or every year. And I would put that on, and hop in a warmed up car and not feel like I had to put on my coat to run into the store.
Right. Just especially if you run it in and out, or you know, you're at
On my
home
hat and
or
gloves, put that on. I just run it. Yeah.
anywhere you need to be, you can wear that. And you can, like I said, you can dress it up. You see the wedge sneakers, kind of give it a little bit of an edgier look to it. I think it's all, you know, in whatever mood you're in. So I think that you can be fabulous doing whatever it is you're doing and whatever mood you're in. Because you might be super fabulous chilling with that sequin, but you might say, let me be a little bit more chill. I want to go for something that's not so basic and just kind of hang. And so that's what we provide here.
And you could take that not so basic, like, so say you buy this outfit, you don't wear the jacket, it's the warmer season, you don't put the hoodie on, you got the white tank top, you got your straight black casual pants, and then you throw on a pair of dressy heels, right? Like now your pair of dressy heels and a long necklace and a clutch purse, now your whole outfit has been upgraded, and now it's a fancy outfit, even though it's the jogger you wore to the grocery store yesterday.
See? I mean, just like that. And so that's what we're looking for, is to help women to be able to transform themselves, but also their wardrobe, and then realize that there's so many things that you can mix and match in our line. So even that zip up hoodie with one of our jeans, easily, you know, that can be done relatively easily. And then you can be, you know, cozy, even if you want to wear some tight little hot girl jeans with that are high waisted, because they, you know, high waisted pants, we know what that does for your stomach, flattens it right on out.
And I want to say this, as far as we were talking before the call, and we talked about being so busy all the time and always having stuff to do. Having your wardrobe be something that you could just grab and be casual and cute and not have to think about it gives you time in your day. It helps you quiet the noise in your mind. The same as when I lock my hair. Locking my hair gave me hours.
I believe it.
Gave me hours in the week because I woke up like this. Like literally, I just flipped this over to the side, you know, and then I have a hair day a month. But I'm Black. I've been having hair days, right? Like, and I'll have less.
Well, I love that Beyonce phrase. But yeah, when you can get up in the morning and wake up and not have to do all that, it definitely adds some time to your day.
I mean, you know what I would compare it to? Because I also used to be, I was a cocktail waitress for 5 years, and my look was a part of my uniform, and I enjoyed playing dress up. So, like, when I would have my hair braided down to put a wig on top, I would go to sleep and I wake up and grab the wig off the back of the door, whichever one I felt like that day. Because I bought a shoe rack, one of those over the door shoe racks, and I had wigs on every shoe hook. Yeah. Oh no, I had my season as a Fabulux woman, and now I'm having a new Fabulux. Like I'm emerging into a new kind of Fabulux woman. But it was convenient to be able to just pick a wig, throw it on, and walk out and look beautiful. With my locks, I don't care, even if on my worst day, I don't feel like I look anything other than average. So like even when my roots is fuzzy and I need to do my retwist and all of that, I still just look average. And then I can do stuff to look really like gorgeous, you know, so I like it, and it gave me hours. Sorry. Back to these Fabulux clothes, because they gonna give you hours in your time in your day too, because they so cute and easy to wear.
Well, that's the one thing. Like all this, you know, jumping through hoops, trying to put something on and all that. Like you can be cute without having to put a whole lot of effort, or look like you put a whole lot of effort. And that's the thing. You want to look good, but you want to make it look effortless. You don't want to look like you're trying too hard. And I think that's what we've accomplished here with what we have available. Definitely don't want to look like you're trying too hard.
I definitely agree, but why can't I know I took all of these. Hold on, well, y'all just gonna let me go back.
I do have the stuff I can show live too.
Okay, good, because I want to show that duster. That's what we'll do. Because I think I downloaded the pictures and I put them in a folder so I could just like click and show, and it wouldn't let me click anymore. So I think that was the end of the pictures. I'm like, well, I don't have no duster pictures.
Hey, no
problem. Love that duster.
Listen.
And y'all see the blazer she got on with them pink puffy sleeves? You've been looking at that all night. You know you want it.
Well, okay, so the funny thing about the duster, let me tell you the story about the duster. So the duster was like the first piece I ordered for my business. I was in Vegas at the magic show and was like, you know, and I knew I loved it. I knew it was, I knew you could go from day to night, and I also knew it was gonna be hit. And so I've been selling out of that since before I even opened.
Yeah, I saw it. Y'all should have been watching.
And since before my website went live, but then like many months, like as soon as I got it in February, people were wanting to buy it from me. And then you know, of course this past weekend I sold out. So I have a lot of on reorders. I'm hoping that they come in very soon. But they're on my website available for pre-order.
It. Now put it on for us.
I'm gonna put it on for this, but I have one is a size small. And let me move this back.
Yeah.
So
y'all see that? You see how it is distressed everywhere? And it's a duster and it goes all the way down to the ankle. It looks really comfortable and casual, but also glamorous at the same time and fashionable.
So yeah, you dress this up, you dress it down, you go, I have pictures on my website, you go out with your girlfriends, I rolled up the sleeves, you know, there's even I'm gonna do some pictures in the future with it buttons. Because
I would do that.
One of the things you can do is put a belt with it. So
that's exactly what I was saying when you were
right like this, and then all of a sudden you have a whole other outfit. So
I like being belted in the middle.
So yes, I'm definitely my next photo shoot will be illustrating how you can do that. So there's more than one way to wear that. And
if you need a curvy short model, I'm your girl, and I've been working out. I got a booty now.
Hey, listen, I don't know if you saw, but I had one of my other childhood friends, Tiana.
No, I saw Tiana.
You saw her?
Yeah.
You saw her. So yeah, so this is just a post on that mixed media.
Yeah, that's my search, y'all. You get you one, but don't wear it the same day I wear mine.
Yes, I have yours.
Oh, show the ombre blazer. That's the one I almost got that too. I gotta come try it on to see if I want it.
Yeah.
Now, if I try it on, I want it. I'm just not sure if my arms don't fit. So but if it fit, if the glove fits, we must have quit.
Now look at that,
y'all. Can you listen? First of all, I see myself just walking in like come through dripping, drip. Right?
Let me tell you. So the last party that I went to before COVID hit, I had this jacket on because that also inspired me. I'm like, I need to carry this. I bought it for myself to wear. My note, I'm gonna find a vendor and I'm going to carry this because I wore it with some legging pants, had my bag on, looking good. Last party before COVID, and I'm so glad I made the effort to go out and really look good because that was literally last party I went to in the last, I don't know what, 9 months, whatever.
My skin is crawling to party. Like
I know.
I'm the next party I'm going to, you might see me run through the middle of the room with a lampshade in my bra. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Well, that's the thing, because people like you know how like you like, oh, it's too bad. I'm like, now it's like, okay, where's the vaccine hits and people taking it or whatever your situation gonna be. Then people going out. And the world opens up, and people going out now. Let's be clear. I've already sold some of it. So somebody going somewhere, and that's okay. You want to go out, you don't want to go out. Fabulux Fashion has everything for you.
Wear your mask.
With your mask.
I see me wearing that blazer. If my arms can fit it, I see me wearing that with my ass Alexis t-shirt on the inside and my rhinestone high heels and walking around. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Like, no, when I saw you had it on and you was doing it, I'm like, I should wear my ass Alexis in there because it'd be the pop of color with them with the sequin sleeves, and I got super black skinny jeans that is the strap. Oh, what's that? Wait a minute, I didn't see that. Oh, wait, no, that's a sweater. That's a sweater. You gotta hold on, take it off the hanger so they don't see it hung up like that, so they can see how it's like a peasant top sweater. I saw that. I want to try that on too because I was concerned about my breasts being too big. But no, because sometimes stuff because I'm a size 14, certain stuff, if it doesn't cut off at my waist cut off, because I have such big breasts, it'll make me look larger than I am and more square shaped, even though it's designed to make me look sexy. But I love a peasant top and an open shoulder. And so I just happen to have a short torso. So I want to try that on to see how my torso fits in it, because the peasant is so long that I'm scared I'm gonna look tubby. But I would get the white. I would for sure get the white.
Get a little shimmy there.
Cause look, I'm gonna wear it, and I just want to be looking like the girl next door, looking over my shoulder, my open shoulder, like, "Hey, boo."
Listen,
not looking like this because I feel like I'm looking at the screen. I look a little awkward.
But you can care with, but that's the thing, though. That even if you feel like you're getting a little bit boxy, and that's one of the tricks, though. You know, depending on your frame, if you do have a little bit more boxy frame, so you have to accentuate what you got. So you might have the off the shoulder with a little sleeve, might be a little bit boxy in the middle, but then you pair it with some really skinny, cute jeans.
Yes, that makes a big difference.
See, and these, I don't know if you can see, but these have they're distressed. They have a few rips in them in all the right places, not too high because you don't want to show all your.
I don't like it when I see people's underwear and they rips.
Yeah, and it's not too wide because we're not trying to see your whole leg. It's just enough. And even like these I love too because you have all that distressing there, and then you also have it at the ankle, and so that's just stuff, and even on the back too.
I like it when my ankles are distressed because it makes me feel, I don't know, it's like sometimes I fray the bottom of my stuff, or like if you wear it, if it drag on the ground because I'm not as tall as I want to be or something like that. If it's already frayed, I feel good about the fray.
You know, it's just to me, I was, oh, that's a cute little edgy. And so, you know, that's why I ended up picking them up because I said, well, you know, I like those. I know other people like those. And so I'm just trying to put together pieces that you can.
Let's be honest. The Fabulux fashion, I mean, the Fabulux woman is you and your many personalities. Like, it is, I'm just saying, like, and I don't mean that in like a
no, it's true.
That's everybody, we all have been, like, and you pick these things, you like fashion. So yes, that's a Dana specific thing, but Dana don't want to look the same every day.
That's true. And you don't know what mood you're going to get. And then sometimes putting something on might put you in the mood to like, okay, let's do. So that's the other thing. So I didn't feel like wearing sequins that day to that last party that I went to, but I was like, you know, I put the sequins on and I was looking good. And that's how I felt, but I didn't feel that way prior to getting dressed. So that's just something to note. This is also something really fabulous. So this is a beautiful shirt. It has like a little bit of a puffy sleeve detail there. It's a high neck, and then it also has buttons on the back with a little keyhole here. And
tell them your website right now, because all this stuff that you see and that we showing you live is also modeled on the website too.
Yes.
So what is Fabulux Fashion?
Fabuluxfashion.com. Fabulux fashion.com. And so this one is cool.
Fabulux fashion.com.
That's right. So here you'll see this. Look, it's a little flyaway.
Oh, so I'm a person. I like it when a little peekaboo or something happens because I feel sexy but sneaky sexy. So like when I saw that, it's like, ooh, the wind will blow, and I was like, oh no, don't look.
But the other thing you can do is you can tie these two pieces up. So you could have a cute little knot like in the front.
Oh, that would be cute.
So it's all in like what's your own.
So I could be like, no, don't look.
Yeah, so you can tie these two little things. See, right up.
Oh yeah, for my crop top stomach.
Completely different look. So it's whatever you're on. And I like the fact that you can wear things multiple ways. You know, same shirt, two different looks. So then next, this is one of our not so basics, and this is one of our best sellers. I think I only have a couple left of this. Okay. So this is the Ruffle set.
I like
the Ruffle Jogger Set. So you'll see these straight leg pants, and this is very soft fabric, and I love it because it's not so basic set, but it has a little ruffle.
So I like ruffle because it gives it a little extra, like, it's like, exactly. Yeah, I'm casual today, but look at me, I still do glamorous things.
Exactly. You still doing a little something. And so that's one of the other things too. It's just like when you look good, you feel good, And that, and we also have, I think we showed you this already. This is that velour, but it also comes in black, as you saw. And if you could
show them the back, not show them the back of it, because in the picture we showed, we didn't get to see the back, but I noticed that.
So the back has like a little
dent there, so it'll fall differently. So if you are, people are shaped differently. If you need a little more room or stuff, I noticed some sweat tops or some tops that are like that, if they have the band around the waist, it'll cut me differently if it's not the right length or something like that. So having that open thing, it helps alleviate that cut in the awkward way.
It does. And I think that's the last thing that we showed you. This was this jogging set, the hoodie, not the basic, but I wanted you to see.
Ooh, that is warm.
That softness there. That is right underneath the hood. So just
only in the hood, or is it everywhere?
No,
it's everywhere. Cool.
Yeah. Now it's not inside the pants.
Well,
because nobody wants hot pants.
Well, I want hot pants, but I don't want furry mug. Well, never mind.
So no, it's just in the jacket part. So that way you stay warm wherever you had in your hoodie set. So that is our line level. I don't remember. We never got anything, but everything's on the website. Pardon me?
That's the fall line.
Yeah, that is the fall line. So I have more things coming in. As we speak, I'm like talking to FedEx, like, okay, I'm waiting on my packages, just because we have sold out of some sizes and certain things, and the jacket has sold out. So I'm waiting to get some more inventory. So we'll have a few more things to put out there. Some New Year's Eve looks, and some Christmas looks. Because like I said,
what about some Kwanzaa looks? What about some Kwanzaa looks? I'm celebrating Kwanzaa this year.
That's okay. Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, whatever you want, we are very inclusive. Okay.
Well, Dana, I'm gonna say this: those are Fabulux problems to have, to be running out of stuff, and you just opened Black Friday.
Yeah, it has been, it's been a blessing. You never know how you're going to be received, but I will say that my friends and my family definitely showed up and supported, and I'm so thankful for like new customers that I don't know, that don't know me from Adam, and have trusted me with their funds. And that's how I feel with people. It was like, oh,
I remember so I made $3,000 in one day. Because the course is, so I had a sign up for the course, and a few people paid their monthly invoices.
Mm-hmm.
But I just I just launched my coaching business officially, like on a mass scale, in May. And so to have that, it was surreal. Like, y'all gonna keep giving me this money to teach you the things? You know how long I've been teaching for free or pennies?
I know.
Teaching for free or pennies. Okay, just because I love to do it, and y'all are gonna give me this money so I can live and do great things in the world. Life is grand.
But that's the beauty of it. When you're walking in your purpose and doing what you need to do, it'll come. And so, for me, I'm just like, you know what? This was a great start. And then now, of course, the scary part of me is like, now what? Now what do I do? How do I keep up and sustain? But I'm just gonna keep working hard to keep
the achievement. Don't get hooked back into the achievement mind, Dana. Stay in the enjoyment and fulfillment space. Don't go back to the old habits. I promise, or else we're just gonna be talking and it'll be some, friendly coaching. You gotta stay in the fulfillment. That's what you live life for, to be fulfilled.
Yes, that you are right. And so I'm going to hold on to that and try, and even in those times, remind myself of the fun, part of this and why I'm doing it. But this is a journey. And the entrepreneurship thing is a journey that I didn't actually anticipate, and all the feelings and emotions that come with
them entrepreneurship emotions should be their own category.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because you're happy, then you're sad, then you're crying, then you want to quit, and all this and that.
If you like intense emotions, entrepreneurship is for you. If you need a space to carry out your mood swings, entrepreneurship or acting is for you?
Well, you know what? That's the thing. So it's just like just trying to go with the waves of everything. So, Black Friday, everything is all this is going on. And, Sunday, I'm getting ready for Cyber Monday. The printer just like, wow. Now, mind you, my printer wasn't that old. I bought new ink. I thought I had everything going. And that thing, and so I found myself in Office Depot on Sunday morning. Like, okay, guess I gotta get this printer. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a cheap printer either. But I think
bought a new printer. I bought a $500 printer as a business because I wanted, because I'm like, oh, I want it to be good. I want to make sure it don't go down. Now it's doing this thing. I gotta keep hooking it up to the Wi-Fi every time in order for the print to work. These printers give you the fluff,
girl. So that's the thing, right? That's the thing. So now I got to go back and buy the warranty now that you said that. Because I was like,
buy it.
I was like, I already just spent $400. I don't want to spend no money. But I'm going to have to go back.
I did not buy my warranty and I'm hooking up my Wi-Fi.
Because, this is the mess. But, so that's the thing. I woke up that morning thinking I was going to get some more orders and do some things. I didn't think that I was going to be cutting into my profit. Yes. But also, I will say that my mindset in dealing with those issues are in a place where I could not have done this a couple years ago. Never. I wouldn't have been able to handle it a couple years ago. I would not. But because I had already been on this journey prior to doing the entrepreneurship journey, when it happened, I was like, $400. But I thought it was bright side. I said, one, thank God that I had the money to be able to do it. And then two, thank God it's Black Friday weekend. So the $500 printer was on sale.
Way to find the bright side. So we should probably begin to wrap up. And there's something I forgot to tell you about ahead of time. So I'll talk about my fundraiser while you're thinking.
Yep.
But every guest gets to ask Alexis a question as long as I remember to let them know that. And so you get to ask me something I'm not prepared for. Okay. And I have to answer. And it can be none of your business, or I don't want to talk about that publicly. That can be an answer. But while you're thinking of that, I'm going to talk about my fundraisers that I'm doing and ask people to donate. Okay. So the fundraiser, a part of my business model is for actively authentic allyship, where I teach white people how to be allies for BIPOC, is that 20% of the proceeds are earmarked to help BIPOC. And so this year we are doing, it's called Give Boosts with Ask Alexis. And so what we have done at Ask Alexis, and we are I Am Co-Creative Services, which is both my two businesses. Ask Alexis has purchased Christmas gifts. So the family we're adopting for Christmas celebrate, or we're giving the boost to, they celebrate Christmas. So we spent $500 on Christmas gifts and made, and like we have, like I got a big old giant LOL doll house. First of all, I did not expect it to be that big nor heavy. Like I don't have kids and I don't remember, like, anyway. So I got a bunch of toys sitting in my house right now. And I've done that. So I'm invested in this fundraiser as well. And then there's a $500 business stipend for operating expenses, because about certain, like we just talked about the printer coming up. Mm-hmm. And the recipient was in school to be a chef. COVID shut down school, they were working at school. They're single parents. They are not able to find work at this time. They also don't have adequate childcare and they have to do Zoom school. Mm-hmm. And so the idea is that they'll be selling dinners because they're COVID Serve Safe certified, because lots of families are in this place where they can't really be cooking for themselves, or they can, but like families are overwhelmed already with the other stuff. If you don't have to cook dinner, and she makes healthy meals, they're delicious. I eat her food all the time. And so it'll be $500 earmarked for operating costs for that. So I'm $1,000 in. However, the thing that I'm asking everyone to help contribute to give the boots to is they're in a situation where their property taxes are behind and they have sought out assistance, but other things were going on prior to this. This is a former client. They were already in the process of transforming their life, coming from a bad place to a good place. So the setback, when we talk about, like, how you was like, I couldn't have done this the setback is hitting kind of hard. And they have some serious traumas. Like they got shot at out of nowhere, like random violence 2 years ago, like a whole lot of rebuilding, having to change careers, just a bunch of stuff. And so I'm asking people to help raise funds to pay that back property tax bill, because I can't do both. And then also anything above the $1,600 that and I've raised $661, I think, last time I checked. Which thank y'all, because I raised that since yesterday. We're going to try to invest. We're going to invest in a food truck or something to make a more sustainable business, because the idea is we're going to give boots for someone to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. But really, we're going to give fish. We're going to teach a person how to fish. And then we're going to use our access privilege to also help them get into the marketplace to sell their stuff. So I'll put the fundraiser link in the comments. Where this approach came from is my social impact business model came from my business coach, which is Brigitte Iruso Soto from Speak, Serve, Sell. And then I read a book called The Non-Nonprofit by Steve Rothschild. And the way that they measure their outcomes is different than other nonprofits do, who typically receive grant money, and they have to like have metrics of tests and stuff like that, that when you live in poverty, doesn't actually measure your success. So they would measure things like, have they been gainfully employed for a year? How much is their monthly living expenses in relation to their monthly income? And if there wasn't like a 20% gap or something, or a percentage like that, then that wasn't a successful outcome. So the idea was to have people not just be employed, but be employed so that they could begin to build generational wealth. So this is where the Give Boots idea come from, is I want the outcome to be that you don't have to have assistance like this again, because they have received other assistance during this like COVID times, but because they can't work, as soon as you don't have, like if you have no money, you get your bills paid. Even if they get all your bills get leveled down to zero in a month, you are back in shut off status. And we've been in a pandemic since March. So that's the fundraiser, and that's what I'm doing. Please donate, give boots with Ask Alexis. We're going to give it on day 4 of Kwanzaa, which is Ujima, which is cooperative economics, which is building businesses and shops in the community. But the gifts will be given on Christmas. The stipend won't be turned, they'll be notified of this, but they're also going to get a year of coaching pro bono. To make sure, because we've just talked about how hard entrepreneurship and all that it is. So if you don't have support and you're doing it all by yourself, it's hard to predict success. So that is the fundraiser, and that's what we're doing. Please donate. And I will send you the link, because please ask your friends to donate.
Yes, please send me the link and I will share.
Thank you.
And I will support as well.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate all your clothes. And I can't wait to come over and get my skirt and probably some other things. Please don't take all my money. You see,
and I'm going to give you a special discount code for all your Ask Alexis subscribers. So you can link that, as my daughter says, down below.
That's right. Yes. We will put that in there. Thank you. Look at me. I feel special. Thanks, Dana. I'm getting affiliate codes and stuff. So, all right. This is the time that always makes me nervous on the show. What are you going to ask Alexis?
So, what I want to know is, because to me, like outside looking in, and like I said, I know the journey. You have made this like transition into like coach, guru, all that, like, looks so easy. Like, so tell me, what has been your greatest challenge since you have stepped out there publicly, as a coach? What's the biggest lesson that you've learned in that process?
To step out there. Do you know how fucking easy it's been? Well, excuse me. It hasn't been easy. And but the hardest part was in here. Since I stepped out there on here. What happened was I had my spiritual awakening, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing happened to me. I have to tell everybody about it and teach you how to do it too. And then I got my first client, when I was I would talk to them, they were like somewhere I frequented. And every time I would go up to them, it would feel like glitter was going off under my skin. Like it was like, it's like you rub a balloon and then you feel the static. It felt like that every time I got closer to the person. My first client they popped open, had their own awake, like some spiritual experiences, and that got me hooked. And so then, but I'm telling everybody, and honestly, you know how like people talk about how some families are, or like your people do you the worst. They see the least in you. I was telling people, I felt like I couldn't get people to understand how big of a deal what it was that I was trying to teach is as it relates to the impact on my life and how I feel like I have this calling for the world. And it was hard for me not to have that be, it wasn't like it was received. People didn't necessarily criticize it, but they did not rally behind it. It just wasn't, they didn't care. And then people also, it seemed like they didn't see me. And that sent me through, because I had some self-confidence issues and some feeling undervalued. I had to go, I mean, it was good. There was a lot of things that I needed to be unpacking before I was coaching at the level that I'm coaching at now, because it wouldn't have been good. I wouldn't be able to be as present for my clients if I'm sitting here being triggered all the time by different subjects. I mean, yeah. And so the hardest part was knowing that I would be doing this 4 years ago and holding the faith enough to do it. Because faith was something, because you know my upbringing, I just did not have a lot of faith. You also know I was always a seeker, right? Like we would go to church all the time and all. And
yes.
And
I remember when you got saved, you saw Mace at the church.
You know how many times I got saved as a Christian?
I know, but that time, I remember you came over my house either that same night or the next day, and you was like, I got saved.
Those were my super Christian years. And you don't want to know what's interesting? Where I well, as Christian terms go, because I'm not a Christian now, but where I backslid was I was lonely. Like I felt like, so when I had that happen, I didn't cuss, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't fornicate. I was like, I'm doing this life. And everybody hated me because I was too busy trying to save them from hell. And I was lonely because the churches that I went to, people weren't like me. And not like, and I mean, it was Black people, what I realized, I had to find home in myself before I could ever find home in anybody else. Sure. But home, that feeling of home was what I was seeking all these years. And so the biggest challenge, or the biggest obstacle since I stepped out, was because I had that experience when I had my awakening and I felt like people didn't support me, was to be so public and be like subject to even more disappointment and ridicule. The thing that happened was my business coach she's white presenting, and she has a mission to help uplift Black and brown voices in the coaching industry, because most of the in like online coaching, they mostly white. And so she used her access and she put me on. We did this interview. And at the time, I mean, I've always known I had to give the gab, and people are always like, honestly, I don't know how I didn't see myself, because people are always like, wow, whoa, you're so deep. How did you, man, you really made me think about that differently. And all, like, the feedback is, but if you don't feel it inside, you don't feel it. Yeah. But she put me on, and it was like, I just got to stay the course. And then I just kept staying and kept staying and kept staying. And then I completed my course. And then other things, like successes kept happening along the way. So what happened was, the hardest part, here we go, now I can answer. The journey of faith is walking out and letting the ground appear under your feet. So like you're taking the step, but there's no ground when you take the step. And then you step down and it's solid. And then you got to take another step and there's no ground. And then you take a step down and it's solid. And the hardest part is trusting that each step has a solid base and that you're not going to fall to your death. Especially if you come from trauma where every disappointment feels like death.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. It means a lot. And I like some people that tell you they're proud of you, and it's kind of it can feel sometimes like icky, but it means a lot because you know me. Like,
and you know, I'm not about to say nothing that's not true.
No, that is true. You will not.
I just won't say nothing like.
But I appreciate that. It was the journey to. So for me, this is full embodiment of my authentic self to the level that I can right now, because I'm learning also authenticity is in stages. As far as like as you change, you got to learn how to be the new authentic you.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most embodied I've been. I know what my values are. I stand on them. I openly advocate for them. I had an ally-gasm this morning where I was able to advocate for about pronouns, gender non-conforming, non-binary, and trans people, and get the person to understand and be like, oh, okay, I get it now. I see what you're saying. And I'm like, just do the kind thing because it's the kind thing. You don't have to agree. You could just do it because it's a skill for connection. And then from that place, I was able then to get them to agree, because they were like, oh yeah, well, I guess I don't, it's not that big of a deal. I don't have to judge them.
Yeah.
You don't have, judgment is a choice. For some people, them Virgos, I don't know. But yeah, so thank you for saying that. It means a lot. I don't know if you know this, Dana.
What's up?
But the reason that it means a lot is so my life was rough, and I almost was taking them, just informed, catching the audience up, because I'm about to speak like but my life was rough, and I almost didn't, I was almost taken away from my mother. And Dana's family is a family that I was going to live with, but my mother begged me to stay, and I stayed. So I often wonder what my life would have been like if I didn't. So hearing you tell me you're proud of me has some kind of, and not that you're my mother or I would expect it to feel that, but there is you do know where I came. I can remember as kids, you would cry with me from time to time. It just means something, right? I feel like I'm finally safe.
Oh, don't, you about to make me cry. I was asked about my mom, she's happy for you. I told, we talked before this, and she was really excited for us to be able to have this, even after all of these years of being kids and running around and catching buses in different places and going to the movies and sneaking in this and that, to be grown women being able to talk about real stuff. And I talked to my mom, and I think it's I recognize real when I see it. And so, so my mom was like, Alexis is a life coach, and she was talking to me, and I was like, and she really knew what she was talking about. Because I don't like when people know what they're talking about. I was just throwing out this term and that term, and I was like, she knew what she was talking about. So yeah, it's legit. I even talked to one of my lawyer girlfriends, when you ready, you call her and see what you can do. So that's definitely where it came from.
Unhappy, I hate to say it this way, but unhappy, successful women are if I had to call them my sweet spot niche, they are. Mm-hmm. People, the achievers don't really realize how much their value is locked into their achievement. And then when I work with them, it's powerful because my slogan is share future or bust. And even if that wasn't what they came in with, that unlocking their actual value unlocks their purpose, and they end up becoming a world builder of some kind anyway. Because they get in touch with their authentic self and not just what they can accomplish. And they learn to love who they are and not just what they can do.
It's true. Because at the end of the day, what you can do only go so far. And, you just have to be you. And, that's what I'm trying to be every day, working really hard. I tell my husband, like, after this, it's late, but I'm going to be doing something. So, for my job, not for the thing that fulfills me. I'm doing it for the thing that pays the bills. So there's
for now.
Well,
because listen, they're gonna buy these clothes and you're gonna have this thing, it's gonna be full time and it's gonna have to take off. It's gonna take off. You're gonna be selling out all the time. You have to make big orders and manage it and all of that stuff.
I speak that.
Yeah. So like you'll go from litigating how you litigate now in the financial realm to running an empire.
That is the goal. I'm trying to do a number of different things. And so this is the thing that I've just chosen to start with. I think I probably could have started off doing some easier things, but for some reason, this was the thing that I decided to start with, and there we go.
If you started out with the easy stuff, you wouldn't be Dana.
Yeah, it would have been so much easier and cheaper to start out doing other stuff. Let me tell you.
But so thank y'all for watching. We're going to wrap up now. Don't forget to go to, what is it, Dana?
Fabulux.com. So Fabulux.com. In fact, FabuluxFashion.com. Sorry. So Fabulux fashion.com. And find us on Instagram and on Facebook. Same thing. Fabulux fashion, Facebook and Instagram, and then obviously FabuluxFashion.com.
Okay, I just want to let y'all know I used to lose the spelling bees, so that's why I spelled it wrong the first time.
Well, you know how to be like Fabulux fashion. There you go.
Go there, buy my friends' clothes. They're great clothes. Y'all gonna see me in them when we get let out. Donate to my fundraiser, please. And if you are an aspiring ally, I have an upcoming Actively Authentic Allyship course in either the 2nd or 3rd week in January. I'm finalizing the dates, but stay tuned because we got to make this world a better place. And in January, we get a whole new government. We might be able to actually do some stuff.
Hey, who knows?
So thank you so much, Dana, for joining us. You are welcome back to the Comfy Couch anytime.
Oh, I love it. Next time I'm gonna sit on the couch. I'm gonna sit on the couch.
Yes. Oh, maybe we'll do it in person and we can set up all of our lights and just have us sitting on the couch with the mics and all of that stuff. If we can do that. Yes. And we'll had to lend to somebody else like behind the camera shooting and all of that stuff in the tripods. Okay.
Yeah, some real camera people.
Yes. So now we're talking too much. Bye, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Fabuluxfashion.com.
Fabulux Fashion down below.